Good morning. Welcome to my channel, Dirty Deeds. I'm John. We're working on a Kubota tractor. This is a B21, not running. Previous owner thought it had a bad injection pump. After trying to start it, we realized there was no compression. So at that point, we realized that maybe we needed to pull the head. We pulled the head and found that it was cracked. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be buying a cheap aftermarket head from eBay. We'll evaluate it, we'll look at the quality, how well it's built, we'll see how it works, and we'll keep you posted as to how that goes along. So let's get this head out, let's take a look at it, see what it looks like. Immediately I'm impressed with the packaging. I was afraid it was going to bounce around in the shipping, but it looks like it was packaged well, so it was protected. This is the new head. Casting looks good. Looks like the machining was done very well. Nice finish. This is the surface. We'll get a straight edge and check it and see how true it is. So let's do that. Let's get a straight edge. We'll check that out and see how it looks. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Appears to be very flat. Yeah, it looks good. We can try putting a piece of paper between it just to see. This is a pretty thin piece of paper too, so you can see I can't get it in anywhere underneath. I got it a little bit right there. No, maybe not. Yeah, it looks good. I think this should work. Looks like the casting is done very well. You can see I'm actually really impressed. I think that the casting may actually look better than the factory head. If you look at the casting here, it's not as smooth, not as precise. So I have high hopes for this head. Let's see how it works. Okay, let's clean the surface of this head just to get the oils off. That looks good. Okay, let's put this thermostat housing on. I think that we need to do this before it goes on the tractor, because otherwise it will be really difficult to get the bolts in. And that goes right here. This is the housing. Goes like that. So let me get the bolts for that and the gasket. Okay, let's get this gasket on here. I like to put a little thin layer of silicone on here to make sure it doesn't leak. So we'll do that. And just light layer, just to ensure no leaks. Okay. Let's get this gasket on here. Fits good. And put the light layer on the other side. It's probably not necessary, but it gives you a little insurance, since this is a lot harder to get off if the head's already on the motor. So, no sense in taking a chance. That looks good. Let's cover this up so it doesn't dry out. And move the bolts here. This bolt will have to come off again, because this is also the bolt that holds the alternator bracket. But for now, we'll tighten it to get the seal. And I can hear you guys saying, how come that housing's not clean? But I think what we're going to do is assemble the whole thing, and we'll clean everything afterwards so we don't get water inside of it. Okay, so let's get a socket for that, tighten that up. Got a couple of lifting eyes to put on, and I think we can prep the surface on the block and put this head on. I think these are 10mm. Okay, that should be good on that. Let's get the lifting eyes put on there, and that should be it. Okay, let's get this surface cleaned up, get it to where it's clear of any oil or any debris, so that we get a good seal on the head gasket. And I'm just going to scrub it with this pad to get anything that will come loose, so we end up with just straight metal. Keep it wet, seems to come off better. I think this is probably one of the most important steps, because the prep is important to make sure that the head gasket seals well. These are pretty small motors, so I don't think they have as much compression as some of the larger ones, but they still make quite a bit of compression. That looks pretty good. Let's hit it with a rag and get all the residue off. If you guys have any tips on making this easier, it'd be nice to hear from you. Other than taking the block out and having it decked, which we already checked it, and the surface is still true, so we should get a good seal on the head gasket. I think that looks pretty good. We'll get those pistons cleaned out a little bit. Here a little bit more. Let's see here. Yeah, that looks better. I think that's about as clean as it's going to get. And I think it's clean enough. So let's get the head bolts and the head gasket, and we'll start putting this back together. This looks like a good place to conclude this video. We will be making a part 2, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.